It's been more than a decade. Let that sink in. Over 10 years of silence. The last time Electronic Arts released a football game on a Nintendo console, the cover athlete was Calvin Johnson, a player who has since been inducted into the Hall of Fame and retired. The console was the Wii U. The world was a different place. For an entire generation, Nintendo fans have been on the sidelines, living through a virtual football famine, watching as Madden evolved with complex physics, the Frostbite engine, hyper-realistic graphics, and deep online integration on other platforms. The phenomenally successful Nintendo Switch, a console that has sold over 140 million units, was completely and inexplicably ignored. The drought has been long and painful, but now the wait is finally over. Madden NFL 26 has made its grand return to Nintendo, launching on the powerful new Switch 2. But the question that hangs heavy in the air is this. Is this the triumphant Super Bowl-winning comeback we've all dreamed of? Or is it a heartbreaking fumble on the 1-yard line? Today, we're going to break down this monumental release. We will scrutinize whether the Switch 2 hardware can truly handle the demanding code that powers modern Madden. We'll investigate if Nintendo players are receiving the complete, undiluted experience or just a watered-down port. And most critically, we'll answer the million-dollar question. After more than 10 years, is this game worth your hard-earned money? Let's get into it. First, let's appreciate the sheer significance of this moment. For years, the narrative was that Nintendo consoles just weren't powerful enough. The intricate animation systems, the demanding physics engine that makes every tackle feel visceral and unique, the seamless online infrastructure for constant roster updates and competitive play, all of this was supposedly beyond the reach of Nintendo's hardware. The graphical fidelity alone, which on PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X can genuinely fool a casual observer into thinking they're watching a live broadcast, seemed like an impossible dream. Nintendo fans missed out on a decade of innovation, a decade of evolution in the virtual gridiron. The arrival of Madden NFL 26 on the Switch 2 is a statement. It's a declaration that Nintendo is back in the big leagues, ready to compete not just with charming platformers and epic adventures, but with the biggest, most demanding AAA sports franchises on the planet. This isn't just a game release. It's the closing of a long, frustrating chapter for an entire segment of the gaming community. The promise is that everything you've seen on other consoles is now here in the palm of your hands. And on that front, Electronic Arts has delivered. When you boot up Madden NFL 26 on your Switch 2, you are not getting a Legacy Edition or a stripped-down version. This is the full-fat, complete experience. It is, for all intents and purposes, the exact same package that players on the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X are getting. The first thing you'll see is the titan of a mode, Madden Ultimate Team, with all its card-collecting, team-building glory. But beyond that, all the other pillars of the Madden experience are present and accounted for. We're talking about the deep and engrossing franchise mode, the cinematic superstar mode, and the full suite of online competitive options. These aren't just tacked-on features. These are robust, polished modes that have been refined over years of development, and they are here in their entirety. This content parity is perhaps the single most important success of this release. Let's talk about the franchise mode, which many consider the heart and soul of Madden. Here, you're not just a player. You're the architect of a dynasty. You can take on the role of a coach, a player, or an owner, and the level of detail is staggering. You'll be managing your coaching staff, building out your scouting department to find the next generational talent, and creating meticulous weekly game plans to exploit your opponent's weaknesses. The developers have placed a heavy emphasis on a brand new wear and tear system. This isn't just about simple injuries anymore. This system simulates the cumulative effect of a brutal NFL season. The constant pounding, the big hits, the grueling practices, it all adds up, diminishing your athlete's abilities over the course of the 16-game season. Your star running back might be a speed demon in week 1, but by week 12, after carrying the ball 300 times, he might have lost a step, making him more vulnerable. A quarterback's arm strength might slightly decrease late in the season, making those deep throws a little riskier.
A veteran cornerback might lose a fraction of his agility, making him more susceptible to double moves. This forces you to be a smarter manager. You have to strategically rest players, rotate your lineup, and think not just about the next game, but about being healthy for a potential playoff run.
The level of detail here is absolutely insane, forcing you to think like a real NFL general manager. If you appreciate this kind of strategic depth in sports games, hit that like button to let us know. Now, what if you're not a strategist, but an action hero? The beauty of this package is its flexibility. While the deep simulation of franchise mode can be so involved that a single weekly matchup might take an entire evening to get through, the developers have baked in an incredible amount of customization to let you play at your own pace. You can streamline the experience, automating scouting or team management to focus solely on playing the games on Sunday. If the hardcore simulation isn't your thing at all, you can switch the entire game style to an arcade mode, where the hits are bigger, the scores are higher, and the rules of physics are a little more suggestive. It's perfect for a more casual experience with friends. And for the ultra-competitive out there, there's a dedicated competitive mode, fine-tuned for esports, where stick skills and play-calling knowledge are paramount. This philosophy of customizable depth extends directly into the superstar mode. Here, you create your own rookie and guide them through their entire NFL journey, starting with the high-pressure draft combine. You'll manage your career, your relationships with teammates and coaches, and your public image as you climb the ladder to superstardom. It's more than just playing games. It's about building your brand. Will you be the consummate professional in press conferences or the trash-talking diva who thrives on controversy? Will you sign that lucrative but distracting shoe deal or focus purely on your on-field performance? But again, if you find the off-the-field lifestyle management tedious, you can automate those sections and just focus on what matters most, your performance on game day. It truly allows you to craft your own personal NFL fantasy, whether you want to be a hands-on general manager, a highlight reel superstar, or just a casual fan looking for some arcade fun. For those returning to the series after a decade-long hiatus, or for brand new players, EA Tiburon has implemented a fantastic tutorial system called Training Camp. It does an excellent job of introducing the fundamental controls and concepts in a clear, transparent way before gradually ramping up to more complex ideas like option plays and hot routes. This is crucial for bridging that 10-year gap. But this isn't just for newcomers. Even seasoned veterans will find it worthwhile. The tutorial introduces all the latest gameplay tweaks and improvements. You'll learn the mechanics behind the new ability to desperately reach the ball forward for a crucial first down, a feature that creates thrilling moments on 4th and inches. You'll master the refined controls that give you pinpoint accuracy on a difficult back shoulder throw to your star receiver, allowing you to attack defenses in entirely new ways. These are the small, nuanced improvements that veterans of the series look for every year, and they are all present and fully functional in the Switch 2 version. So, on paper, this sounds like a dream come true. The full game, all the modes, deep customization, and the latest gameplay enhancements. It's everything Nintendo fans could have asked for. But, and this is a very big but, this is where the story takes a turn. This is where we have to talk about the elephant in the room. Performance. Here is the hard truth. While the game's content is on par with other consoles, its performance on the Nintendo Switch 2 is, to put it charitably, good, not great. Let's start with the visuals. While it's a monumental leap from anything seen on a previous Nintendo console, when you put it side by side with the PlayStation 5 version, the difference is noticeable. The developers did a commendable job of retaining the realistic details on player helmets and the textures on the jerseys, but there's an overall softness to the image. Lighting is flatter, shadows are less defined, and the crowd is a sea of low-detail models. The real issue, however, is the frame rate. During intense moments, with all 22 players on screen, the frame rate can suffer, leading to a less smooth and responsive experience. It's that slight stutter as you try to make a quick cut in the open field that can be the difference between a touchdown and a tackle for a loss. This problem is significantly more pronounced when playing in portable mode. The game runs noticeably better when the Switch 2 is docked and drawing more power, or, at the very least, when you have it connected to an external battery pack.
Playing it purely handheld and untethered is where you'll see the most significant performance steps, which is a major blow for a console whose primary appeal is its portability. Then there are the load times. They are noticeably longer than on other current-gen consoles. This becomes particularly aggravating when you're frequently switching between modes or when you're in a training drill and repeatedly failing and retrying an exercise.
Each failure is followed by a lengthy loading screen that just grinds the pace of the game to a halt and tests your patience. But the performance issues don't stop there. The version of the game that was reviewed was, unfortunately, riddled with glitches and bugs. Some of them are just bizarre. Imagine this. You've just driven 98 yards down the field. It's 4th and goal with seconds on the clock. You snap the ball, your star quarterback drops back, and suddenly your entire offensive line has been replaced by your defensive line. Your 350-pound nose tackle is trying to run a route while your nimble wide receiver is trying to block a pass rusher. It's absolute chaos. Or how about this scenario? You complete a crucial pass to stop the clock, and instead of getting your team to the line to hurry up and spike it, your quarterback automatically runs up and spikes the ball into the turf, ending the play and your chances of victory without your input. These aren't just minor visual hiccups. These are potentially game-breaking bugs that can turn a thrilling victory into a controller-throwing moment of frustration. So this brings us to the final verdict. We're left with a fascinating and complicated package. On one hand, you have the single biggest benefit imaginable, portability, the ability to play a full-featured modern Madden NFL game wherever you go, on a plane, on your lunch break, in a hotel room, is an absolute game changer. For over a decade, this has been the holy grail for Nintendo-loving football fans. The game delivers the complete content package, with all the depth and features found on more powerful home consoles. It is, without a doubt, a serviceable version of the famed football series. For whom is this game a must-buy? Without question, it's for the die-hard Nintendo fan who has been starved for a proper football simulation for the past decade. If your last Madden was on the Wii U, you will be blown away by the sheer leap in graphics, physics, and depth. You will be happy. The performance issues, while present, might not be enough to sour the simple joy of having Madden back on your Nintendo console of choice. However, for veterans of the series who have been playing year after year on PlayStation or Xbox, this is a much tougher sell. The year-over-year improvements to the core Madden formula feel relatively minor, as they often do. Is it worth picking up a version of the game that is visually inferior, has longer load times, a spotty frame rate, and a host of frustrating bugs just for the benefit of portability? That's a much more difficult question to answer. The final score given was 2.5 stars out of 4. It's a game that succeeds in its primary mission of bringing the full Madden experience back to Nintendo, but it's a success that comes with a significant number of compromises and caveats. It's a touchdown, but one that might get called back on a holding penalty. So the return of Madden to Nintendo is a mixed bag, a cause for celebration, but also a cautionary tale. It raises questions about Electronic Arts' long-term commitment. Will these bugs be patched quickly? Will performance be optimized in the coming weeks? Or is this the level of quality Switch 2 players should expect from major third-party releases? What do you think? Is the magic of portability enough to make you overlook the bugs and the frame drops? Are you a Nintendo fan who's just thrilled to have the NFL back in your hands, no matter the cost? Let us know your take in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss our next deep dive into the biggest releases in gaming.